right, let's talk a little bit about the Chiefs, guys. They beat the Jaguars 27-20 to advance to the AFC Championship as well. Patrick Mahomes, though, he suffered a high ankle sprain in the process. The Chiefs QB missed 13 plays while being evaluated, but he did come back and finish the game out. Shannon, scale of 1 to 10, how impressive were Mahomes and the Chiefs yesterday?
Mahomes with a 15. I've had that injury, and it's not easy. And it's his back foot, Skip. It's his right. So that's the one he has to drive and try to throw the football. That's also that he does a lot of stuff. You know, if he's under center, he has to run and try to hand the ball off. So it's not easy to maneuver because when he tried it at first, that thing is really, really painful. Now, the pain probably subsided once they took him in the locker room, gave him a little injection in that thing, and it probably subsided. Now, it probably won't be as painful on Sunday as it was this past Saturday, but he'll know that there's something going on. Given what they did, I think the most impressive was Chad Henne.
He was.
Because he came in off the bench. And Chad Henne knows, I'm probably going to get about 10 plays a season. Mm-hmm. But I've got to be ready when they call Skip. Remember, he got knocked out of a game. I think it was a playoff game or a regular season game a couple of years ago.
He did.
And Chad Henne came in and finished it off.
It was against Baker.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And he came in and finished it off. We don't realize how valuable backups are until we have to put their butts in the game and then they mess up or they do what Chad Henne did, a 98-yard drive on 15, 16 plays?
Yep.
And then Mahomes come back and then he did what he does, Skip, because that touchdown drive at the end where he steps up in the pocket and he jump passes and he throws it to MVS, that they needed that.
Yep.
Now we put the pressure on you. Now you got to go get 2 scores in order to tie us. He was very, very impressive, and they needed to be because you're dealing with a hot team. The Jags were a very, very hot football team, and they did a number on them. They were able to win this ball game, but they got their work cut out for them next week, Skip. They got their work cut out for them. But you know what? You can't give up 19 rushes for 144 yards because I think the Cincinnati running game is a little bit more vaunted with Mixon because he can run with more power, and P. Ryan is only a power back, but he has decent speed. You got to do a better job of controlling that. They did a great job of getting after Trevor Lawrence, 24 of 39 for 217. But I was very, very impressed with Patrick Mahomes. Very, very impressed. Not a whole lot of guys, Skip, would have stayed in there. Not a whole lot of guys would have sucked it up. He didn't want to come out.
No, he didn't want to come out in the first place.
He didn't want to, and they basically talked him into it and said, look, let's go into the locker room. Let's get a little medicine in there. You come back out after the half. Yep. He came back out after the half and he played. Because you look at it, Skip, look at his numbers. Before the injury, he was 10 of 12, 77 yards, and he finished with 22 of 30 for 195. The 195 is the fewest in his postseason career.
Yep.
We expect Patrick Mahomes to throw for 300 in every game that he's in.
Okay, but he didn't get to play the whole game.
No,
so that was the problem.
but the thing was, Skip, is that he did that on the bum ankle, which was going to go a long way with his teammates in that locker room.
Yep. It will, and I give you that. But if I do the overall impact of the game to my eyes, how impressive was the overall impact, I will only give you a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10 for some of the reasons you pointed out. So I look at the final numbers of this game. So Jacksonville, as you just pointed out, rushed for 144 yards. So did Kansas City, 144. Trevor Lawrence threw for 217 yards. Combined, Mahomes and Henne threw for 218 yards. So is that not about as even Steven as you can get, right?
Yeah.
And then I look down the list at some of these other team stats. Jacksonville was 7 of 13 on third downs, pretty good. 6 of 12 by the home team is pretty good.
50%.
Okay, so what's the difference here? Aha! I see 2 turnovers on the Jacksonville side. I see 0 turnovers on the Kansas City side. So at times I thought Kansas City's defense was really good. It kind of surprised me how good it was. And at times I thought it was vulnerable.
Yes.
So allow me to show you how vulnerable it was. And by the way, Henne didn't win the game, but he saved the game.
He saved it. Oh, yeah.
Because 98 yards is 98 yards. And Jacksonville's defense, I thought, heaved a little sigh of relief and said, okay, we can sit back a little bit. And they sat back for 98 yards and let them score a touchdown. That will not work. But 2:34 left in the second quarter. If I could show you a throw from Trevor Lawrence that could have changed this game to Christian Kirk, who got banged up later in the game. But this is a deep ball that Christian Kirk has to catch. He just has to catch it. That's another one of those. This is a good throw. This is not a Dak throw. This is a good throw. And Christian Kirk is a very good receiver. And he just has to catch the football because if you do, it's 3 or 7 in a very close game. So I don't know that Trevor can throw it a whole lot better than that.
He can't.
Okay.
He can't.
All right, so that's the first mistake. That's not a turnover, but it takes points off the board for you. And then with 5:36 left in the game, you have a chance. You're going in to cut it to 27-24, and I don't know what's going to happen because, as you point out, Jacksonville is a buzzsaw right now, and they are the comeback kids, right?
Yep.
Okay, and Jamal Agnew, who's more of a kick returner than a receiver, has the ball, and he's going in for a touchdown. If we could see this, is 1st and goal at the 9. And he's like, I'm going to run before I actually put this ball away, and he put it on the ground.
Yep.
And you can't do this. This is you're going in for 7, and you have none. And they have them on the ropes here. They're going to cut it to 27-24. And then with 3:55 left, Trevor Lawrence has another opportunity. It's still a football game.
This is a heck of a play, though, by the corner.
It is, but Zay has got him.
Yeah,
Zay
you got to be, yeah.
If we could see the play. Zay's got him, and Trevor has a blitzer right in his face, but he can't get enough on the ball to get it up. And if you get it up,
like playing two-man.
I don't know. I don't know. It could go a long ways if you can just get a little more mustard on it. And
the jumping two trend. You see how he jumps in his back pocket?
Yeah.
35, yeah.
Watson.
Yeah.
Jamal Watson.
Yeah.
He just goes up and snatches it. He looks like he's about 6'3".
Yes.
And that's the football game. But there was opportunity, door open, door shut, door open, door shut. And I don't know if Kansas City is a better football team than Cincinnati. I don't think so.
I don't think so either, Skip. I wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati is favored in this game.
Well,
considering Mahomes'
I think
help.
it's a point and a half. Kansas City's a point and a half. And if you get 3 for home field, you can make the case they're not being favored in this
We'll
game.
see. That thing might be bet all the way down. It might be by the end of the week. It might be Cincinnati favored by a point and a half.
Well, I think the smart money is going to go in that direction. But the point is, on any given Sunday, anything can happen,
Right.
and any happened to them. So that was another huge turning point in this game. And yet, now we've got Mahomes. And by the way, I think it was Warren Sapp who tweeted that it looked a little dirty to him on that play.
Right.
If we could see the Mahomes injury
Right.
play quickly. And it made me pause and think about it. It's like Arden Key.
You know what, Skip?
Could
if you thought it was dirty, you gonna say that's a dirty play. If you didn't think it was dirty, you gonna say the guy's just, he's just making a play. Could he have led up after he sees the ball? Because I think he sees the ball is gone, Skip.
Yep.
You could have just like, now did not go to the ground.
Yep.
But now he goes to the ground and pulls him down. And Skip, that's kind of like horse collar. That's why they.
You know what? It is a horse collar type of a dangerous play.
You know what it is? It's kind of like how Dak got tackled. Remember how Dak got tackled from the front?
But he got yanked down from the front.
Yeah.
But I think Warren Sapp's point was, and I have high regard, and Sapp,
Yeah, I know Sapp. Yeah, absolutely.
Hall of Famer. But he doesn't try to wrap him. He just immediately collapses to the ground, and with his knees, they go knees first down across his calf.
Right.
As it goes to the ground, and it bends the ankle in a way it cannot be bent.
Yeah, I'm just surprised more injuries don't happen like that when guys dropping their weight. Because, Skip, something got me, look, your body's made to carry your weight. Not another 250 or 280-pound man dropping his weight on top of you.
Yeah, what's Arden Key weigh? 6'5", 240. So there you go.
So when you look at this, Skip, look at this. I mean, he drops all of his weight down.
Yep.
And so I see, and you look at it. I'm surprised he didn't break his ankle.
Well, it broke Tony Pollard's fibula. Yep.
I'm surprised it did not break his ankle. But that was the first time it happened to me in '93 at that same stadium. Albert Lewis tackled me just like that but he tackled me from the back, snatched me down. My ankle seemed like it, and shin felt like it touched the turf.
Albert Lewis was a cornerback.
Was a cornerback at the Chiefs at the time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a dirty play. You're just tackling, trying to get somebody down. And for him to come back into that ball game and play as steady as he is, but Cincinnati know he's wounded. They know high ankle sprains take 4 to 8 weeks to heal.
Yeah.
So am I going to be surprised if they heat him up?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Because where he going?
So my final analysis on Arden Key is only one man knows whether he had intent on that play, and I don't know what was in his heart.
Correct.
It looks